More and more information continues to pour out about the election process in the state of Georgia, where a recount or runoff is basically triggered at this point because the margin between Stacey Abrams, the Democrat, and Brian Kemp, the corrupt Republican, have gotten so close that it triggers that automatic runoff. Here's the thing, though. It didn't have to be this way. It's only this close because Republicans decided to make it this close. Otherwise, Stacey Abrams would already be confirmed as the next governor of the state of Georgia. And here's how we know that. Reports began coming out yesterday that over 1,000, some estimates up to 1,500, voting machines in 3 counties in the state of Georgia, almost 1,500 locked away so that nobody could use them. These were the 3 counties that also suffered from the longest wait times, some 3 to 4 hours. They all happen to be counties that were heavily Democratic, leaning for Stacey Abrams, so it cost her a lot of votes. The counties are Cobb, DeKalb, and Fulton. Those 3 counties that did not have enough voting machines, that did not have enough extension cords for the very few voting machines they have, those were the 3 counties that were starved of these 1,500 voting machines that were locked away so that they couldn't be used. Now, here's what state election officials are saying about those machines being locked up. You know, this wasn't to keep people from voting, they said. It's because there was a court order not that long ago that says that they have to sequester some of their machines because they need to be evaluated because they're very vulnerable to hacking, and there's a lawsuit going on about that right now. The only problem is that no judge ever said you had to sequester all of them, that you had to lock them all away, or that you had to short your polling places in order to put these machines in a safe place until they can be evaluated. They're absolutely lying in the state of Georgia right now about what the courts ordered them to do. It's not true. If they were short on voting machines, all they had to do was tell the courts, we do not have enough, we have no choice but to use these. And their request would have been allowed. They didn't do it because they knew that having too few voting machines was going to benefit the Republicans, and so it has. This election would not be close right now. We would not be headed for a runoff with Brian Kemp in the lead had these voting machines in all of these precincts in these heavily Democratic counties been properly equipped to accommodate the number of voters that they knew were coming. And that's the other part of the story here. They knew they were going to have historic voter turnout in those areas. They knew that Democrats were energized. They knew they wanted to vote, so they did everything that they could to prevent them from being able to vote. This is an absolute conspiracy, and part of it actually involves the Republican Brian Kemp, who is running for governor. This is corrupt, this is criminal, and 100% of it was by design to make sure that Brian Kemp became the next Republican governor in the state of Georgia.